Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Shipwrecked. This is a board game for 1 to 4 players. It's for ages 12 and up, and the average play time is 60 to 90 minutes. You can find this game on the Game Crafter for roughly $65 or so. The developer is planning a crowdfunding sale sometime in July, although those dates are often subject to change. So, this is not going to be a full-blown review or a gameplay session or anything like that. This is just a visual overview of what you'd get with this game should you pick it up. So I'll just highlight a couple of things. You can actually read my written review. I'll put a link to that in the below description should you want to learn more. So here's a quick look at the box insert. It's just a bunch of baggies, really. I will note that the game uses laser-cut components, and soot will get everywhere. It's just one complaint that I have is, I know I said I wouldn't review it, but it just irks me. If you're going to pay $65 for a board game, it better not have soot. I'm just saying. That just, I think that's more of a dig at the Game Crafter than the developer, but anyway. So what is Shipwrecked all about? Well, it's got this Robinson Crusoe theme, kind of, sort of. Players are going to be shipwrecked on this island, and they're going to be working together to try and escape it. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. Again, I'm not going to cover every single thing. But the game board itself is sort of broken up into sections. You've got a green zone and a red zone. The green zone and the red zones are varying levels of danger. Players will be drawing from either the green zone or the red zone on their turn. I'm going to highlight a couple of the cards here. It says, you found something. You may search through the green discard pile. Reward, choose either one item or fight one enemy. Compies, and this is a monster that you may have to fight. A scurrying pack of biting compies. They're scared of fire. Reward nothing. Thirsty, lose 1 hit point unless, if brains, roll a 2. If brawn, roll a 4 or higher. So I'll get to brains and bronze in a minute. But long story short, you've got green zone cards and you've got red zone cards. And players are going to be drawing from these decks throughout the game to represent varying events that are going to be happening to them. There's also these brown cards here, which are broken up into resources and food. I didn't separate them, again, just for table space. Flint, for example, is a type of resource that you could possibly find on the board somewhere. Each space will allow you to gather different things using your gathering action, but flint can be used in conjunction maybe with something else to craft something. You've got sticks, you've got hemp, and so on. There's an actual list of things that you can craft up here, which I'll get to in a little bit. There's also food which can be used to help you restore hit points. So there's that. You've got this blue deck of craftables, and you'll be using the raw materials from the brown deck to craft things in this blue deck. Like there's a spear, for example, a dagger, a hammer, and each one has different abilities. You're also going to be ultimately trying to escape the island. There are 4 cards in this deck, and 3 of them are joint escape, meaning that you and another player can cooperatively escape the island together by working together. There's also like this betrayal escape card in here somewhere where only you are going to be there to escape and leave the others behind. So there's a craftables deck here which contains a number of different items. And sometimes it'll tell you, okay, this is the strength of the item for combat and so on. You've got a rewards deck. You'll be facing monsters in this game, and as you saw, there were those compies, for example. But there's also these really nasty monsters up here. For example, there's a giant snake, a T-Rex, a Doombird, giant spider, and then Beardy McBeardman, for example. These are the tough ones, and this is part of your primary goal. Not only do you have to escape the island by crafting the appropriate card, but you also have to defeat so many of these, and that depends on the difficulty that you want to play on. I think the standard game is you have to defeat 3 of these, and I think in a stronger or tougher game you can add to that, say destroy all 5 and then escape. You're also fighting a running clock. That's what this eruptometer is. The volcano will get hotter and hotter via these zone cards. Again, these are events that will come up on every player's turn, and the volcano eruption will increase depending on certain cards that are drawn from here. So players are up against a ticking clock to take out so many of these really big, nasty monsters. Their layers will be scattered around on the board via these red tokens here. Players are going to be trying to get to those locations, destroy those monsters, or enough of them, and get the craftable that they need to escape the island, either together or via betrayal. But again, rewards, if you destroy certain monsters, it'll tell you what to grab. So this blunderbuss, for example, is a weapon. You can see its strength there. T-Rex head, there's an eye patch, pirate hat, doom hatchling, giant spider legs, and so on. There's also a treasure deck down here. If multiple people escape the island, then players are going to compare the value of their treasure cards, and that will typically determine the ultimate winner. So this silver bar, for example, is worth 7. Some of them don't have a value, but some have an ability that can be used, like this pickpocket watch. Discard to steal a non-treasure card from another character. You must be on the same location. Compass. Brawn may turn a joint escape into a betrayal escape, and so on. So there's a number of treasure cards here. You've got character meeples here that are representing players as they move around the board. These are combat dice, various tokens. There's also crafting cards, which I'll get to. There are 2 classes in this game. There's brains and there's bronze, and they each do different things, and mainly they have different craftables. So let's go ahead and take a look at brains and brawn. There's going to be at least 1 brain character and 1 brawn character. If you're playing a solo game, you just choose one of each and you control both characters. But you can see that the items that they can craft are somewhat similar and somewhat different. For example, brawn can craft daggers, torches, hammers, shovels, hatchets, bow and arrows, and then brains can craft spears, torches, hammer, shovel, rope, bombs, climbing axes, and so on. There's also a reverse side, the canvas sail. They can craft either, either class can craft the canvas sail, but there may be particular things that are unique to that particular class. Brawn can also lift brain and carry a brain character with them, should they want to. Here's a quick look at the actual character sheets. Each player gets one of these, depending on what class they choose. And you can see, one is brawn and one is brain. They have enough to hold a left-handed item, a right-handed item, and there's also a belt holster. Also abilities. Players will be choosing one ability at the beginning of the game to have, okay? And again, I'm not going to run through a game or turns or anything like that, but this is a visual overview of what you will get should you decide to pick up this game. Again, if you want to learn more, there is a link to my review in the below description. There's also a link to the Game Crafter page. Again, the price is roughly $65, give or take, but the developer is planning a crowd sale sometime in July of 2021. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.